Factories are getting smarter, devices are getting more connected than ever. However, operations and a visibility and bringing everything under a single roof is still a huge challenge. I am avirup.basu and I am the CEO and founder of Blackspektro, and today I am going to introduce you all to Kernopy. So Kernopy is an industrial end-to-end IoT platform that offers a bunch of stuffs that is needed to modernize the factory floor. Now, what exactly is the problem with the present ecosystem? The problem is that there are a lot of old technologies. Even though they're old, they're still robust. I agree to that. But even modern systems are also robust. So there's no denying of the fact that these systems can't be upgraded. Going back to the original point, like factories are still old, they're running on old systems, they're using proprietary protocols across different PLCs, they have very old UIs, they are not a part of a connected ecosystem. With Kernopy, we are trying to solve all of this and bring everything into a single connected ecosystem which is both modern as well as robust. So with Kernopy, you have the flexibility of connecting each machines which contains a lot of sensors and streaming those data points from those sensors through Kernopy Edge all the way to Kernopy platform. So our platform is not just another visualization tool. It offers a lot more than that. Now there are two aspects of it. The first thing is what happens at the factory level, or what we call as OT, or operational technology. And then what happens at the cloud level, or let's say the software level, what we call as IT, or information technology. So where Kernopy fits in is a convergence of the digital and the physical world. It converges both the worlds together and form a connected ecosystem. So it's essentially convergence of both OT and IT. And OT and IT convergence in an industrial ecosystem has always been a challenge. With Kernopy, you can have a seamless experience of not only getting the data from those machines, but also configuring those machines in real time such that it can read the data points that we want it to read it from and not depend on any operator who is physically located inside the factory floor. So you literally don't need anyone to operate Kernopy inside the factory. Everything is doable from the platform. Now with Kernopy, it doesn't need any, like, it doesn't have a primary requirement that it needs only modern systems to run. So even if you have an old system that is running within a factory, you don't need to necessarily replace those PLCs or industrial controllers. All you need to do is expose the data through storage register blocks, and our Edge software package will automatically start reading those data points from the register blocks. So in the platform, you have the option to configure the registers according to the mapping it has on the PLC, and automatically it will start reading those data points. Let me quickly walk you through the system and then you'll get a better clarity. This is a Kernopy platform. It's a very simple dashboard. I'll just click on device, and I have already created a device previously for the purpose of this demo. So as you go inside the device page, you have a bunch of parameters that you have. You have temperature parameters, pressure parameters, and motor voltage parameters, average and all. This all can be mapped either as direct input output, or it can be a memory block which essentially translates to a computational layer. So for example, average temperature will be the average of all the temperatures. So under the transformation engine, we define the memory block parameters, and we define the expression for that, which essentially gets executed at the edge, and the data is being sent in real time. Now coming back to the parameter config, if you have seen, like, all these parameters are mapped to like IO module, and if I click on the enabled modules, which is Modbus for now, I literally do all the register mapping of those parameters to those register addresses. So this you don't have to do at the Kernopy edge. You do it on the platform, and everything is available as a configuration file at Kernopy edge. So if I click on view JSON, you literally have all the parameters, that the Modbus connection parameters, the polling, the registers, everything is available in a single JSON file, which will be read by the Kernopy edge, and accordingly it will proceed to read from those registers. So I'll quickly click on my Kernopy edge, which is running on an industrial PC that is located in my room itself. So this is a desktop software. It also has variations to run on IoT gateways. So Kernopy doesn't only run on industrial PCs. It can also run on IoT gateways as well as in other configuration as headless mode. So this is a GUI application, and you have options for history and connection, like for saving the data. Then you have the like the Modbus connectivity, the MQTT to stream the data. Everything is available within this block. And if I have already created a dashboard, so I'll just click on this dashboard, and the dashboard is getting displayed. Now this dashboard is getting data in real time from the registers that we have mapped earlier from the Kernopy cloud. So in the Kernopy cloud, we have already mapped all the registers along with the parameters, and the same has it's getting reflected on Kernopy edge, and it reads the data from these registers, and using MQTT it sends the data to the Kernopy cloud. So with all necessity, this system is designed in such a way such that you configure everything on the platform, and the same will be getting reflected on each of your devices that you want to deploy on. Now, just to show you how we also have a dashboard on the platform side as well. So if I go to that particular dashboard, and if I click on edit dashboard, and let's say I change the dashboard a bit, I also add a widget. Let's say I add, let's say, a thermometer. I provide a title, let's say temperature, and I select a device and I select a temperature. I create that. I'll just edit the dashboard, probably bring it over here and save the dashboard. So as soon as I save it, the data points starts coming in to the system, to the platform. And now, like how I mentioned earlier, whatever you do on the platform, the same gets reflected on the edge. So if I go to my TeamViewer screen where this is running, I'll just quickly go to a dashboard and then click on sync up, and then you see the newer dashboard is already available. So you configure it on the cloud, and the same gets reflected across your edge device. This is one of the most key features that we wanted to bring into Kernopy. We wanted to make it a part of a connected ecosystem. We don't want somebody to come into this and configure the device because that is always a problem. And that's the whole point of creating this connected ecosystem exist. Now with all these things into the picture, it doesn't mean that we are just providing only dashboards or a way to configure dashboards or a way to configure the data points, like from which registers it will read from. What we are trying to build here is an ecosystem which will also contain the analytics module and other modules, for example, for controlling a device, for rule engines, and obviously the platform also has a capability to talk with any other third-party ERP systems. So one important thing for Kernopy that we made sure to follow is it's not a black box system. It's an open ecosystem. So we have all the APIs that are necessary for any other applications to consume as exposed. So if you have a requirement where you need to build your own dashboards or you need to build your own system, you can still use Kernopy as a platform and get those data points through the openly available APIs. So with that note, you can literally build your own system using our platform, built on top of the platform using those like APIs. That is the whole point, to make it as open as possible and to make sure that there is no bottleneck situation. Like if a new requirement comes into the picture, if a new machine gets added, or the dashboard needs to be changed, there shouldn't be any bottleneck on the platform side. The platform should be as accommodating as possible, and we just need to make sure that the platform is robust, scalable, and have the option for customized development. We are also bringing in AI to the picture, and how AI is being used not just as a buzzword but with real impact. So AI is used in two places. One is at the edge level for the development of smart sensors, specifically for computer vision, and the second is at the cloud level, where we are building the analytics module using machine learning concepts and AI on top of it. So we are observing the historical trends from the time series data that we capture from all of the sensors, and based on that we calculate a bunch of parameters. So these parameters can be anything based on your machine's performance to your factory's performance with respect to operations altogether. So Kernopy platform also has a capability to calculate all of these parameters. For example, your uptime, your downtime, your operational equipment efficiency, all these parameters can be calculated using the platform through our open APIs. So with that note, I end today's video, and I believe, like, if you have any questions or if you have any comments, please leave it in the comment section, and I would love to jump on a call with you guys to discuss about factories of the future. It's just not just about like having the features, it's about building an ecosystem where a lot of things can be developed on top of it. So we also don't know like what's the future, because this landscape is like changing very at a very rapid pace. But we want to make sure that we build a platform, like whatever future improvements comes into picture at a later on, the platform should be in a position to accommodate it. With that note, if you are someone who is in this space or who wants to build factory of the future, don't forget to give me a call or to schedule a call with me, and we can discuss about how we build that connected and a sustainable factories and a future and a modern factory of the future. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Have a great day, and bye bye.